waited.
Yes.
Oh,
27.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Huh?
She was 27.
No, I mean, she waited to tell me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she
I
waited.
didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Neat knew for me.
No, she didn't.
She said she did.
No, she didn't.
Okay.
She might have just known through the spirit.
Okay.
But no. When I came out after learning I was pregnant, you were the first call. I was scared to call, but you were my first call.
And she didn't get the reaction she was expecting.
I didn't.
She thought I was going to be angry.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. And I told her, I said, you are grown and doing your own thing now.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you want. This is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But she knew I was going to be there regardless.
Yeah.
She knew I was going to be there no matter what. And
even though she said, don't call me for nothing. I'm like, I didn't even have to call y'all. Next time, every other call, I got this for the baby.
But it was exciting. But at the same time, I was nervous because I knew what I went through. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want her to have that battle.
Yeah.
I didn't want her to struggle. Mm-hmm. Because I knew what it was.
Yes.
I lived it.
Yes.
But I knew she had a good head on her. She had a great job. And she told me that she had it all under control. She had it planned out. And I believe that. Because once she sets her mind to it, that's just it. Mm-hmm. She sets her mind to it, it's going to happen. But it was a little scary. Exciting, but scary.
Was it because I was so far away? Or just because I was doing it on my own?
Because you were doing it on your own. I knew you could take care of yourself. You had been in Colombia by yourself for who knows how long. But that wasn't the concern. Mm-hmm. It was just remembering. Mm-hmm. Even though times had changed, your past always makes you hesitate sometimes when you come across something similar to that. Present day. Yeah. So it was a little scary, but I got over it to a certain extent with the gentleman, and then I was pissed. And that didn't just go over too well. But anyway, we got that beautiful baby, and when she had, I went down there with all intentions of bringing her back to Florida, both of them. Mm-hmm. And that scared me too because she had just had a C-section. Okay. And us traveling, I didn't want her to get a blood clot. Okay. And so we stopped several times. Okay. So that she could get out. But I just wanted her to be close to me and to let her know that she had support. Okay. And that everything was going to be okay. Even though I knew she could do it, I still wanted her to be able to, I wanted to be there to lend a hand to support her, to get her back to 100% so that she could move forward. Okay. I didn't want her struggling with having to try to do the baby, have a C-section, and trying to get back on her feet and do stuff like that. Yeah. I wanted to give her some support so that when she was ready to go back to work and ready to take on this job full time, she was at 100%. And that's kind of what I was thinking.
So you go get your baby.
Yep, she stays here for a while, take her to the beach, get the baby acclimated to the beach.
and then jump ahead 4 years, a.k.a. Juicy Man comes into the picture.
Couldn't stand it.
But we left out the best part.
What was the best part?
The best part. How did you feel when you found out what I was naming my daughter?
At first, I said, "Oh, she got some ulterior motives."
This one,
she got some ulterior motives for this. And to be honest with you, there were times when Mimi and I didn't get along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's
because we're too much alike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's so.
We had months there to where we didn't even speak to each other. Mm. Yeah, and I told her, I said, "Till you get rid of that devil, don't call me."
Mm. But who made the first call? Who was it?
But because the Lord had laid it upon my heart, because I didn't want anything to happen to her.
Yes, ma'am.
And us not be speaking.
Yeah.
And the reason we weren't speaking, because she blamed me for not buying her a good car.
Oh. You promised me that you was going to get me a reliable car.
It was.
It wasn't.
Just because she was going all over the place.
I wasn't.
Was it the white one?
No,
it was the blue one.
It was like a 1980 something.
I got this from a white lady, one owner. Had so few miles on it. Mm-hmm. It took her from here all over Florida, because we were in Florida when she got it. Mm-hmm. She was in high school when she got it. How many kids can get a car in high school?
Exactly.
It might not be a BMW license. I can honestly say that. See, she did spoil me.
Yeah,
And so,
I definitely ain't had no car in high school.
And so, things like that. But then it broke down on her one.
And
I
she
wasn't
had
even here. I was in Puerto Rico.
Oh,
She
wow.
was an adult.
And she had to trust you with your little fast self.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was grown.
She gonna call me upset and by cussing me out because her car on the side of the road and blaming me that I didn't buy her a good car. So I had to hang up.
Rude.
Because I wasn't gonna take that. I just had to hang up.
Yeah.
And I called my mom knows, and I think they the ones that wouldn't kind of help her Quentin or something, meeting him or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But from then on, we didn't talk because she was angry and I was too.
Okay.
And my thing was, for all I've done for you and all that I'm trying to do for you, I'm not there, and you want to blame me for something that you need to try to take care of and handle yourself and be responsible. That was one of the times we went for a while without speaking.
I think it was about 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then you made up.
Yeah.
And then you tell her that she needs to start dating and not just, because like you said, you had went through it. Mm-hmm. You didn't want her to just be with her baby all the time.
Because one Christmas when I had her, they came and got, because they were having a big family, we had family Christmas dinner at somebody's house every year. And so I got to a point to where I didn't want to be bothered. And so I sent her. And I stayed at our apartment with the shades closed on Christmas Day. Didn't want to be bothered with nobody. I was going to sleep. Diane came over to that house and said, if you don't get up out this house and come on here. But yeah, it was hard sometimes. Yeah. It was hard sometimes. But I tried to make sure that she stayed involved because she's a people person. Mm-hmm. I'm a people person to a certain extent.
I don't like people.
She likes being around family.
There we go.
That's what I mean by people person. That's why I sent her to the function.
Okay.
But me, I was like, I'm tired. I'm just going to have a little time to myself. And that's when they start pushing me. You need to get out and do something for yourself. Okay. And go on a date, go somewhere. Mm-hmm. But it was difficult because I didn't trust nobody. Even I got to a point to where, it's my mom, it's my grandparents, it's May. I let her go with them, but I trust them to a certain extent because I wanted to know, what are you saying to her? What is she seeing you do that she's going to pick up that I have to go back and correct later? So it's just things like that.
So then your baby has a baby. Mm-hmm. You start seeing her do the same things you were doing. So then you encourage her, like your family encouraged you, to start going out, and Juicy Man comes into the picture. Yep. That's my nickname, by the way, for those who don't know. Now, how did that make you feel?
Because I didn't know you.
Yes, ma'am.
And mothers are always protective.
Yes. And
I was like, where you find him at?
The internet.
Same place I found Chris.
Okay.
But I could tell, that she was, and then when she brought you around Snow Bunny, I was like, oh, this gonna do something. Because she was kind of like me in that sense. She ain't gonna bring nobody around the baby. Okay. She ain't gonna bring nobody around her child because she don't know if she can trust you or not. Mm-hmm. But then when that started happening, I said, okay. I said, this must be somebody she's really spending some time with, and she can manipulate. And she because that's her thing. That's
Yeah. You gonna sit there and agree?
We just being honest. Yeah. We call a spade a spade. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna put both y'all in home.
But it told me then that she had opened herself up, and she was allowing herself not only to love but to be loved. And so that's the thing that I think I appreciated the most. And then I said, okay, well, she trusting him to go around Snow Bunny, then I'm gonna have to sit back and watch and see. But then the closer to the time that the wedding came, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. You sure you want to do this? Because I knew what had happened with me.
Yes, ma'am.
And I said, I'm not trying to discourage her, but I wanted her to have all the information that she could have. Yeah. And not go in there blind folk with. But she had seen what I had gone through, so it wasn't a secret. But I didn't want that to hinder her too. Yeah. As far as the decisions that she made moving forward, and yeah, it was. I was like, okay. you seeing somebody, okay? That's about all I could do because I wasn't going to interfere.
Yeah.
Unless you did something to hurt her.
Yeah.
I think we went to. I think it was the first time I met your family. It was at Snow Bunny's birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
And this lady came in with this stink face. I said, well, who the hell is that? I said, well, why she coming in here with an attitude? And you said, Mama, she not like that. I said, well, she need to change her face then.
Rena?
Yep.
Because I was like,
the fact that you knew.
Because Rena, she was some like the kids will be stressing her. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times she'll just have that face because she probably just ended up cussing one of her kids out. So she mad right now.
I was like, well, why she even coming to the party? And that was it. And then Tommy, Lord Jesus, was it him?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, because he was over there sitting, I said, we're not doing that.
Yes, I told Tommy, I said, you can catch me outside. My mama said, well, if Mimi going outside, I'm going outside. And she told Pop, she said, and if I'm going, you going.
But yeah, it was once everybody kind of got to know each other, then it was better.
Yeah, our families melted like butter.
Yeah. So.
And then we got married.
Mm-hmm.
And a year goes by.
Mm-hmm.
And you get your t-shirt.
I got a t-shirt.
Grant Lee Part 2.
Part 2. And at first I didn't get it. It's slow. I said, okay, thank y'all for the shirt. And then they kept looking at me and I was like, oh, you're pregnant. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, here we go again.
Correct.
But it was different because I saw how excited you were.
Okay. Oh.
And because like with my marriage,
mm-hmm.
I had already gone through a child of mine before. Okay. So I knew what to expect. So I wasn't really, I was excited, but
mm-hmm.
I knew what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know what to expect of having your own child.
Yeah.
He didn't know what to expect having his own child.
Okay.
So it was the first for both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really nice to see how excited you guys were.
Mm-hmm.
And that you had come together to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, we're going to see. And, but it wasn't me that you really needed to worry about as her sister.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you still need to worry about her. But like I said, there were two different children. So, mm-hmm. With Serenity coming and with her already having Snow Bunny, it was like, okay, she's going to go through what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully she will see that what I was trying to do by loving them for who they were, mm-hmm. I didn't put one above the other. Mm-hmm. And I think she really sees that now. Mm-hmm. Even though if she had felt that back then, now she's at a mother's position.
Yes.
And she sees how that has to be balanced or why it's there.
Yes.
And I know she probably feels within herself too, because I did. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not showing one favoritism over the other one.
Oh, she does.
And that's when I tried to tell her, you're older.
Yeah.
Catherine's a baby. She can't do nothing for herself. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I still tried to interact with her, still give her things, mm-hmm. and make her feel like she wasn't being left behind. Mm-hmm. And Jason, he took her on as his child. Mm-hmm. He would defend her just like he would Catherine. Mm-hmm. And I think you do the same thing with Snow Bunny.
I do.
So, we kind of read, not actually going through the same footsteps, but mm-hmm. kind of, so I kind of like see myself in her because, she was older when I had Catherine. Snow Bunny's older when you guys had Serenity. So
they're almost there. They're like the mm-hmm. same.
So that's why I said I see the, not pattern repeating, but I see myself.
Similarities.
Yeah. And so, at times, I try not to over mm-hmm. interject when it comes to them because they are my grandchildren. But at the same time, I have to trust that she is raising them and you guys are raising them to how you feel is best, like I had to do, because I were certain things for my family I didn't want to do. Mm-hmm. And I know that you guys have to do that too. Mm-hmm. And I can't take offense to that. Mm-hmm. Because, there are a lot of things that, I won't say a lot of things, but I've got a lot of road rage. Mm. Excuse me. And that comes from menopause things. But I'm learning a lot now regarding the changes in my body mm-hmm. that I'm studying, and I'm hoping that I can pass down to them when they get to my age. because my mom couldn't pass anything about